everybody, welcome back to Ravenhawk Coins, and today I'm really excited. I've got the gloves on because we've got ourselves a 57-year-old bank wrapped roll of Benjamin Franklin halves. These are from the Denver branch of the Federal Reserve Bank of Kansas City. I purchased these through Apmex, and the enders are looking but that's kind of something that can happen when it comes to having something so old that's been handled over time with exposure to the bell. And on this side it has Ben Franklin's face. These both sides were exposed. Normally you would see some really nice toning or whatnot if you get really lucky. On this one it looks like it's kind of more dirty looking than a really good natural tone, but you never know. If you guys didn't know, the Franklin half was minted from 1948 to 1963 and designed by John Sinnock, and is a really cool, one of the more popular halves within the numismatic community. So what I'm going to do here is crack this bad boy open and see what happens. I want to be as careful as possible with the wrapper because some of these old bank wrappers can actually have a value themselves on top of the numismatic value for the coins. So let me get these out. Oh wow, that's really tight. That has been in there for a long time, guys. Let's see if I can get to push out. Alright, there we go. Alright, so we're getting some progress. Holy smokes. I don't want to I'm messing up the reverse side of the roll with that, but oh well. I guess I can't keep it perfect. But let's see if I can get... There we go. Got the first one out. And man, that was really, really hard to get these out. Alright, here, now they're coming along. Here we go. And of course the roll does not want to cooperate. There we go. After 57 years, they're seeing some freedom, guys. Alright, so let's put that like that. And let's see, can I help fix that just a little bit? Yeah, I guess I can. But I didn't want to rip it, and I accomplished that, so not too shabby. So let's take a look at these. I think the other ender is on that side. Yep, there it is. Alright, so let's look at the ender coins first and see what we have. And like I said, I don't expect much from the enders because, it looks like they got beat up a little bit. But I'm going to turn on the scope so you won't see my hands. You'll just see the coins and hear my voice. Alright, so here's the back side of this coin. This one was an ender, so I expect quite a few blemishes and whatnot. Of course, I see that, but it looks like something weird going on with the metal right there. You can see how it looks like there's some copper showing through the silver. This eagle was actually made sure you have to have the eagle on the coins, which is to satisfy the Mint Act of 1873. But still, it's a Denver 1963. Let's see the obverse. And the obverse doesn't look too bad so far, but seems like there's a lot of little specks on the coin. Kind of weird. Let's see here. Alrighty. So not too shabby. I hope the rest of the coins are in a little bit better condition. Of course, but we'll see. This one was the actual other ender, and it had Franklin's face. The obverse was showing, so it's going to have some of that, environmental stuff going on with maybe some moisture and whatnot that got to it that made it start toning. And it looks like it's having the same kind of issue. Looks like some kind of a lamination issue with the metal in the fields. But what do you do, right? Alright, so let's try to see if I see anything interesting going on here. And I thought I'd seen some doubling, but that just might be some post-mint damage on the lettering. Alright, and these are supposed to be BU. Here is the reverse. And the bell lines and stuff look not too shabby, pretty nice. Depending on when these were struck within the minting process, will depend on how nice the bell lines turn out for you, no matter what. So let's see here. Just taking an overall look. Everything looks pretty nice, but it does seem kind of strange that there's a bit more pitting and a little bit more scratching than I would expect, because that was the side that wasn't exposed to any environmental factors. Now, let's take another look at one of these 63s and see what we have. And I see a lot of the same thing going on already, guys. A lot of weird little specks, like some type of moisture got onto the coins themselves. Like somebody, like a light mist or something sprayed them, but I do see some areas where it looks like it wanted to start toning. You can see different colors going on, but for the most part, kind of strange. I would had expected this to be in a bit better condition, to be honest. Now this one, the reverse, the bell lines look really nice. Alright. So the obverse on that was kind of suspect. Let's go into the next one. Wow, this next one has a really, really big scratch on the front of it. Right there, and that looks, that does not look that good on the front of a coin. That's supposed to be BU, but you can't really see in the wrapper to know what's going on until you get them out. So far, kind of surprised, kind of a little bit disappointed. But we'll look at a couple more and see if my mind changes on this or not. But I hope but don't let it distract you from getting shotgun rolls and other stuff. Wow, guys, this thing, look at that line. That goes all the way across and through his head. There's a lot of scratches and stuff going on this for being something that should be BU. I'm still kind of surprised that I'm seeing as much environmental damage as I'm seeing, and especially whatever this weird moisture that it gotten on the coins. I'm probably going to end up contacting Apmex and trying to figure out what's going on. I want to see if that's for sure a scratch or not. Sometimes, yeah, that is a scratch. Man, that is a deep scratch. I'm looking at it through my jeweler's loop, and honestly, guys, the first so many coins out of this have not looked that well. Matter of fact, here, look at this next one. Again, a lot of scratches, a lot of something issues going on with the metal. Weird kind of pitting from some type of moisture or something that had gotten to these coins over time, maybe. But it's kind of a bummer. Let me see something. That looked like, I kind of thought I might have saw a little bit of doubling. But the problem with these really high-powered USB microscopes is that they will actually make you think you see something that you don't really see, and it's just a shadow. So I'm giving it a second look here. I don't know, guys. I mean, what would you do? What do you guys think? I definitely want to know your opinion in the comment section down below to let me know. Would you be happy or upset with what you've seen so far? This one here looks kind of interesting. I catch a little bit of hints here and there that looks like it might have some doubling to it, but overall, I'm just kind of shocked. These should look like this. Here, let me show you a BU from a different roll that I purchased, and this was from the same company through Apmex. Here's a 62. Okay, so this one's not as I thought would be a little bit better, but looks still a little more appealing. Let's check one more out of this one to see if I'm off on something here. All right. So for the majority of the other BUs, they looked a lot like this one here in the roll that I had. You know, you can have some blemishing and whatnot and still be BU, but the amount that's on this bank wrapped roll is kind of a lot. You know, honestly, in comparison to these two other coins that I'm looking at, these fields are a lot crisper and cleaner looking, and have less issues. You know, they're still not perfect by any means, but you know, definitely was more happier with that BU purchase than the one in front of me. And I'm looking through here and I'm seeing kind of the same thing going on with most of these, is that they're just really overly spotted. And here, check this out. This one is, I mean, just has spots everywhere all over the coin, and I don't know what that's about. You know, I kind of, like I said, expect a little bit more. But guys, let me know what you think, again, down in the comments section down below. And like always, if you want to correspond, it's ravenhawkcoins@gmail.com. Our P.O. Box is 721-296, Norman, Oklahoma 73070. And please, please make sure to take care of one another. Ravenhawk Coins, have a great day.